Welcome back to DIY by NZguy. So most of the work has been done. Everything's sealed up. That's just foam. I'm going to leave that as is because I'm going to coat it with something else a bit later. But I've noticed something interesting. Dry brick, dry brick, dry brick, wet. So, and this is as far as I decided to go before, which means that if I finish off here, it might start seeping through this gap here, which is not what I want. I want to get the job done. Luckily, I still have some of this water plug left, which just final little bit, and I'm gonna use to fix this up. After that, we're gonna, but first, need to tidy up all this because it's not gonna hold on to that very well. Yeah, gotta tidy all that up. Probably use some kind of metal brush on a drill. And after that, I'm thinking start from here and cover it all the way down to the pre-existing one. But otherwise, majority of the gaps are sealed. It's looking good. As you can see, it's dried out. The brick is still a tiny bit wet, but we're gonna coat it with something to make sure that the water doesn't penetrate through. So stick around and see how the progress goes. Yeah, that's why it's jumping around, because I'm using the other hand to videotape. We've pitched up the last bit, as you can see. The sponge is to catch off some of the runoff. It's looking good. No holes, not many gaps. At the moment we're still keeping it wet, just to make sure that the concrete sits well. And we come to this wall. And I'm gonna introduce you guys to a new product I'm gonna try out. So stay tuned. This product promises to stop water ingress into the, through concrete, through brick and things like that. As you can see, dry here, wet here. And yeah, so here are some photos of the product I'm gonna use. Hello comrades, today we're gonna try Grip Set Beta Damp Stop. It's a barrier against water ingress, vapor and dampness. This is a 1 liter can, supposedly covering 10 square meters, which should be plenty for a job, maybe even for a couple of coats. We're gonna start off slow. I'm gonna start from this wall. This area is still drying, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then we're going to continue on, keep doing the rest. At some places I think I'll pre-dry the wall so that there's no there's no hindrance to this application. This is my first time using this product, so if I screw up, my loss your gain. Stay tuned. Well, I gave it a good shake before I started. It looks like a yellow clear epoxy. Very thin, so no wonder it can go on 10 meters squared. So we're just going to use a tiny bit. I'm going to pick a brick and go from there. I can feel it starting to stick. It's almost like painting with epoxy or varnish. So very interesting. I would have thought that it would be more like paint, but this one is a see-through color. So we're just gonna keep going. Don't need to show you all the details, it's just painting, just in making sure it gets in there so all the little crevices cover as well. So I'll let you guys know how I get along. This is how the product looks on the wall. It applies just like a varnish, but nice and thin. This brick is fairly wet, so I want to give it a good scrub, dry it off before I apply this. And in some places, as you can see, it absorbs quite well, so it's starting, look like it's starting to dry. So that's what I want. I want to keep coating that area, let it soak in into the brick as much as it can before I continue on. And this is just a trial patch, so if I feel like I need to do a bit of more work, improve somewhere, that's what I'm gonna do in a later video. But for now, I need to leave this for a couple of hours to dry, and I need to set up a fan to dry this brick wall and back there as well. Here we are, a couple of hours later. The damp stop varnish like substance has set. Some places it does look shiny like varnish. Some places it's sunk into the brick a bit more, exposing a bit of a brick. But the fan that I left for a couple of hours didn't do much good. The bricks are still wet, and so yeah, but I need to continue covering it up. So plan is to dust this off, clean it, and the wet areas I'm gonna dry off with a good old heat gun. After I dry them off, I will paint them and leave it for the night. Alright guys, see you in a bit. So we're continuing to coat the brick. The idea of using a heat gun to dry the brick off kind of failed due to so much moisture in the brick, and it just sucks up all the heat, so can't really heat it up to get rid of it. I've been at it for a good 10 minutes, just concentrating on like 3-4 bricks, and still heat gun at full blast, 2000 watts. No, it just didn't work. So I decided just to paint over it and hope for the best. So we're using beta. We're using grip set beta temp stop. Looks like just like a varnish, nice and thin. We just use a brush to apply it. Mainly I'm concentrating to get deep into the cracks. Grab a dab full and just make sure you work it right in there. And then just make sure there's some pooling so it covers all the exposed bits, all the exposed brick. Like this one, we're going to dab a brush in a bit and then just go from the top. Make sure it pulls in there. Make sure it just pulls in. And then we're gonna keep going, finish this wall, try and dry the bottom, then clean up the bottom and finish that off. So guys, see you guys soon. So we've got this wall to go. I'm gonna finish that off, tidy up the floor and coat that up as well. But this video is getting long enough, so I'll see you guys next time on DIY by NZ Guy.